Hey everyone, so today I wanted to show you a simple Uyghur flatbread recipe, and it is actually quite simple to make. It's very similar to bread, but they are really pretty, and really the main reason is I wanted to show off my bread stamps. So I don't know if you guys have seen these before. I saw them online on Etsy and then also in other places. So I'll put the links down below if you're interested. So usually what decorations the Uyghurs will use is actually bread stamps that are in concentric circles. These ones are from Uzbekistan. They're so pretty. They technically in Central Asia they use these bread stamps a lot, so it's not particular just to the Xinjiang region. But I just decided to get the ones that are a little bit more decorative, but certainly, you know, you guys feel free to, the more traditional Uyghur style is going to be the ones in concentric circles. So like I said, I'll put the links down below if any of you guys are interested. So yeah, let's follow along. Let's make some Uyghur bread. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the dough first, and I'll put all of the recipe down below. I'm just using all-purpose flour. It's just some yeast and then some salt. Just go ahead and I will need this for, say, 6 minutes. We'll see what happens afterwards. Probably needed a little bit more, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it go through its first ferment, and I'm going to use the same bowl. I don't want to wash too much. I just want to make sure that it releases from the side. So I'm just going to do that. Come on up. Stick a cloth over this, stick it into a warm place, and then let it just ferment for about 1 hour until it has doubled in size. So depending on if it's like winter time for you guys, 1 hour, an hour and a half, stick it into a lightly warmed oven or something. Okay, so first off with the ingredients, I wanted to keep this very simple. So with the recipes that I researched, some were just, you know, flour, yeast, water. Some people put in stuff like baking powder. Some people even put in things like yogurt, which is, it reminds me very much of like naan, like, you know, like Indian naan that we would make. But I thought that I would keep this very simple. I ended up using all-purpose flour. Through my research, what I found out was really the flour that they use in Xinjiang and the flour that is available in China is usually very, I guess, like refined, and so it ends up resulting in very kind of fluffy bread. And so some people will recommend using bread flour for this because it is a bread, but I thought, because of this, in light of this, it could be that the wheat is a little bit different there, or the way that they process it is a little bit different. So we're just gonna stick to some all-purpose flour for this. But if it is what people are saying, and that these breads are actually fairly fluffy, fairly puffy, it, you know, adding things like a baking soda along with something like acidic like yogurt to make it, you know, really puff up, that may make sense as well. Nice. this is after an hour, and they actually look super, super nice. Not overproofed either. It still springs back a little bit. Okay. So I think, so what I'm gonna do, because I don't have one of those tandoor ovens, is I've placed a cast iron pot, actually upside down, into the oven. I've cranked it up to close to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, I completely forgot. So I want to make sure that this peel kind of slides in fairly easily. So I'm placing a little bit of cornmeal just to ensure that this kind of slides out. A bit worried about that. So this we can either push down. Let's see. I'm gonna just pull this up a little bit. And then you'll see that usually it's decorated with having like a little bit of an edge on the side. So usually what you'll do is, from what I've seen, is you just kind of just go around the border a bit. And I guess that somewhat gives you an edge, maybe not. Just push that in. Well, that looks pretty good. Maybe I get it a bit wider because it tends to contract a little bit. So what I'm gonna do now is, I've tried it actually a couple of times just with flour, and it seems like just deliberate but quick stamps work, because otherwise it sticks to the pin. Like every pin is an opportunity for the dough to catch. So I think what I'm going to try, and this is not normally done, is I'm gonna dip it into just some oil. I'm gonna try that. Okay, good, I think. And then that'll give kind of maybe the top a little bit of, I don't know how good that'll work out. It's still kind of sticky. Let's see if we can bring you guys closer. Yeah, flour didn't seem to work. Like, oh, you guys can see how that catches. And then I tried doing it slower, kind of like that. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm poking as hard or if the things will stay, but actually not kind of stabbing through, maybe. That seemed to work. Let's do one more. Be a bit of an overlap. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so this is the first one that just came out of the oven. Ooh, it's super, super hot. But it looks really nice. Like you can see all of the patterns show through. I had a bit of an accident here. It kind of folded on itself as it was going in. It's kind of stuck to the peel, but this looks really pretty. So one thing that I did realize was like my oven didn't get hot enough, and so maybe I needed to turn it on even more, because after about like 6 or 7 minutes, the bread was not really to the color that I really wanted. So I kept it in the oven just for a couple minutes longer, and I think as a result, the bread, it's actually pretty okay now, but I think that the bread got harder than it needed to, versus the last one that I did, I actually took out during kind of normal time, and it didn't have as much color to it, but it was a whole lot softer in the middle. And taste-wise, taste-wise for me, it kind of just tastes like pizza dough, which is really nice. As well. But I think next time what I want to do is, knowing all of this and how it all turned out, I do want to try the ones maybe with yogurt or with a baking powder or baking soda. And I think for that reason of just getting it even more light and more fluffy, versus having to depend on kind of like a wetter dough. I thought that the dough was quite sticky today. So I might change it up to that, but also a recipe with like a baking soda or a baking powder is likely to brown more easily because it's more alkaline. So maybe that will enable me to put it in the oven, not have it be as long, but then still get a really nice like brown color to it. So I think I definitely want to try just a different dough recipe next time.